Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. I think I'm live now. Sorry for the delay. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for waiting. I literally put some electronics on fire just before I came online. That's a good omen, as in theme that we're going to keep going, as in lighting it up in the most positive of ways. Hello to Vancouver Island. My second home. It's actually funny on Google Maps. It's like still like I have a home sign on it. It's hilarious because I was there a few years back. And I'm not good with Google Maps, nor do I use them really much. Hi, Sabine, Mike, David, Oyana, Julia, Ronnie, Kat, Pink in the Brain, Beatrice, I think it is. And Tommy, thanks so much. So let's do this together as one. Let's push through the last layers of interference and rise as one, okay? As the diamond avatar that we are, because this is it, okay? This is the last push through. I know it's been heavy going for a few people, and there's a lot of interference. Hence the theme of today will be much about interference. I also have a post I'll post later on this that might help. I still need to finish. But I just wanted to summarize a few things and also to give a summary of what I see happening, obviously, within the field and also in connection to the Krystar SAphiRA activations, which is our androgynous, so masculine and female in divine union, diamond rainbow light body. That's what that is, okay, in most simple terms. So just call it rainbow light body or plasma light body, whatever you would like to call it. Some call it the Christosophia. The Krystar SAphiRA is an upgrade. I explained more in a post if you want to look at this, either on the YouTube community page or Facebook. So basically, this is coming online. Divine unions are completing, our missions are completing. Finally, we're getting the lessons. They are fully anchored. And I know we've been going around a few circles, but it's really like we go deeper. Okay, so any of these major themes that we're healing, the core wounds that are being triggered in our now life by situations, people, or experiences, are truly leaving us also back to other lifetimes because we're merging our multidimensional selves. So it's really all of our lifetimes on this earth and multidimensionally merging as one consciousness. And we're doing this cosmically. So as I said before, it's really like not a 5D ascension as some might call it. I see it as a new organic or divine creatrix field that's fully multidimensional. And the forerunners are holding the blueprint and templates for this. And that's what we're activating with these activations, the remote activations. And the last couple of days, we were a little bit thin on numbers and people. That's one of my core wounds triggered, which is the support from the field of either people are not believing that we can do this, or I don't know, they don't trust my activations, or they think I'm slightly crazy. I think it's a little bit of all of these things. Plus, people don't really know their own power and what it takes to do this. It's not just us listening to videos or reading posts. It is us literally being the boots on the ground to make this happen. Okay, as well as surrendering to the divine plan. It's both. But mostly it's us making the change happen, mostly through our embodiment. And that's what's coming online. So the forerunners are holding this. And it doesn't mean we don't have any issues. It's about the last initiations are testing everything we've learned. All comes together. Okay, and it's a final deep immersion and triggering of whatever it may be is your core wound. So for me, it would be the support from the field for these activations. I feel like, not many people are kind of getting it, what we're trying to do here, or not realizing their power, or again, thinking that I'm slightly crazy. But I know what we're here to do. I know we are basically, not just pushing through this last little bit now, and are removing all interference patterns, all negative entities and aliens. And yes, and as this comes up, the interference comes up strong in the field. And nobody can do this for you, ultimately, because, I used to offer entity removal sessions, but it would always be with a call and, more explanation to it, because that doesn't just get done with getting an entity removal, okay? Because again, and this is a summary of a lot of what I've been talking about for the last year, especially, is about negative entities, attachments equal negative thought forms that have created a life of their own. They are the manifestations of the unacknowledged shadow expressions of the collective psyche that we're all part of. So whatever we're observing in our reality is not separate from us. As long as we still have separation running in our fields, we will be susceptible to interference, because it's the interference literally in your DNA that equals the attachments and entities that equal negative, inverted, false, limiting thought forms and beliefs that we have running in our fields as templates. So that's what we've been releasing. As we're releasing this, they come up and out. You need to know them for what they are. That's how you fully, when you don't get triggered by them anymore and go, okay, this is happening. I've been through this now a million times. So I know what it is. You no longer get triggered. Or rather, it's okay to get triggered, but you don't fall for the trigger. You don't react to it. You might react to it as in if you get frustrated or angry, because this is a warning sign from your, intuitive system that something is off. You go like, no, something is off here. I need to align something. I need to, make an adjustment here in my reality. And it usually comes from the inside out, because we can't make anyone do anything, obviously, as we have noticed by now. So this is all about being the change, and anything and everything in our environment is telling us what still needs to be aligned in the field. So we're all doing this as one, and everybody is serving that divine purpose of playing their role within this circus, shit show, nightmare, false matrix reality that we are fully dissolving now. But we have to see through it, through the gaslighting, through the triggers, through the psychic attacks, through the entity attacks, and whatever it may be, and see it for what it is, which is ultimately at highest level an imagination of our collective psyche that has been stuck in a collective psychosis. And we are here to resolve this through our own healing. And we are doing this right now, where it comes all back to the consciousness we hold, the thought forms and beliefs, because that equals the DNA. It's consciousness, it's morals, ethics, virtues that we embody that then equal heaven on earth realities. So this is the heaven on earth, is being ignited from the inside out, because we came here to make it happen as we ignite that blueprint, the Edenic paradisian codes from within us, and especially related to the 144, or the core monad, core cosmic monad and logos, that we're healing from the inside out, but all together as one, as well as individually, because the power literally lies within, again, because we can't change the outside. We're doing this from the inside out. This is an inside out projection. So entities and attachments are also all these attacks. Now, it doesn't mean that you're imagining it, but at a higher level, yes, we are. So it's both. So it's, yes, this is happening. As we're awakening, we figure out, okay, I'm feeling crap, not just because there's something wrong with me, and because there's nothing wrong with us, ultimately. Just have inverted belief systems and thought forms and wounds and traumas that make us susceptible to these things, that as we heal them, we become invincible. That's the only way. So nobody can do this for you, okay? Because if you still have the same consciousness running, you can go to 100 entity removals. It's not going to fully solve the problem, because the consciousness is the issue, which is what we're resolving here. So we are resolving this at all levels. Planetary architecture and the consciousness level. We're clearing our light bodies. We talk about it. But that's ultimately where it comes down to. The consciousness needs to shift. Because if you're still projecting demons onto the wall, instead of seeing things for what they really are, and people for who they really are, from a compassionate viewpoint, without needing to fix them or enable them, then, we free ourselves from the inverted beliefs and perceptions that have created the inverted realities. It all comes back to that, okay? Thoughts create matter. Thoughts matter and words matter. But it's ultimately the frequency, the deepest seated beliefs and expectations we have of our reality that is what manifests them. And this is a one mind. So this is not about us like, controlling our environment and forcing our manifestations on them. No, we can feel what is possible in the field, in the quantum field, if we're really tuned in and at one with all. But you need to fully transcend any feeling of being separate from entities, being separate from any cabal or fallen angelics or whatever it may be. The last war is always won within your own mind. This is where it started. This is where it comes back to. This is where your power lies. It's like your weak link and also your greatest tool, your mind. But to gain real truth, you have to drop the linear mind, drop into your heart, access cosmic consciousness through your higher heart and soul connection to source, unify with all that is, so you know what's really true, because otherwise you still cannot see truly. So the challenge is we're trying to integrate our multidimensional selves and oneness with all, as well as continuing on to live in our separate bodies. So we're trying to do both ends. And that's the issue. That's what we've been facing of like, if we're just like, nobody can help themselves and just let them walk all over you, that's obviously no solution either. The kind of false washing all over it and, enabling things that are not supportive to our collective ascension. So we need to be always the ones who are holding the field and be the highest embodiment. So we can no longer, we need to take full responsibility and accountability for our realities and where we're at. As long as we're still blaming anything or anyone or any situation or system outside of us for where we're at, we're still disempowered and we're still in victim mode. It's a frequency. That frequency makes you susceptible to entities and psychic attacks and negative energies. Most of us live in very heavy populated surroundings or, negative environments to bring in the light. We are the acupuncture needles. This is also part of our initiations. What has got us here? We've given our power away bit by bit. That's what got us here. So how do we get it back? We claim it back by taking full responsibility. We cannot do this when we still blame anyone or anything, any situation, system, or happening to making us feel anything. Now, it doesn't mean we don't give full responsibility, but it's both sides, yeah? So we take full responsibility for our part played, and then also give that to others if they overstep our boundaries or do something that's not okay. But we don't do it from a place of judgment or resistance or fighting or protecting ourselves, because when we fully stand in our power, there is, and have unified with oneness, there is no one doing anything to us. It's all a great big happening. This is when the karma fully resolves and dissolves at that level, which is happening. But you need to shift your consciousness, which again is happening anyway through everything we've been doing. And that's happening at cosmic level of us fully unifying with cosmic consciousness again. Only then can you see clearly. If you're still in separation, in fear, in resistance, judgment of anything, which you will feel in your field as a, tension or, something misaligned, it's very self-explanatory. And you always have the power to change and shift it from within. But you need to feel the blame and the shame and the guilt and the feeling and the judgments. You need to go right into it in order to transcend it. So you can't just go and judge the judger. That's not going to do anything. Like whether it's someone else or yourself, judging yourself for judging others, or, you can go as far as you want to with this. But you have to go into it in order to resolve it. You have to feel it all to access the wisdom that's held in those negative emotions and positive, and really transcend even the whole positive negative thing, and not resist any more clearings, because it's ultimately happening for you. I've had years of feeling like shit every day, years, whilst my daughter was small. It pissed all over my experience. I didn't know what was happening. I thought it was just me clearing and being a bad person, until I finally copped on that it was entity attacks and psychic attacks and being targeted and so forth. It was torture for years. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritually. And I took salt baths every day just to make it out of the house. Just making it out of the house, picking up my daughter was a big achievement. And I wish I could get those years back, quite frankly. That's still like, it really gets me, you know, because I feel I've been robbed of that experience. And we just have to get to a point where we understand that this was all a fallen reality. We had to be triggered in those pains because this is connecting me to other mother wounds that I'm here to heal. And my inner fragmentation, ultimately, that is constantly then being triggered by people around me, especially relationships, because that's how we learn through. That's how we come back to the unity. And all the fragmentation and wars and disagreements and misalignments with others lead us back to the ones we have within ourselves. Once you have fully unified yourself with Source and All, nobody will feel separate from you anymore. You will understand the higher order of things, whilst you still are playing out your role. You're both ends. You're aware that you're the avatar in the game, and you're becoming the master of the game by no longer complaining of anyone doing anything to you. You understand you're co-creating all of this all the time in every now moment. That's why this is never fully done. That's why we never fully have died and are born again. We have never been born. We don't die. We are eternal. So this is a constant, ultimate death and rebirth process, or that then becomes a fine-tuning process as we're fully now being rebirthed as our, innocent, original, divine self, but with the lessons learned. Okay, so we don't go back to the one who didn't know any better. Because this is what all of this was all about, the learning. So we have to go beyond the blame, judgment, guilt, shame, all of this, but go into it to then see the stories playing out, transcend them fully, to then write it all new again. And then now to say, okay, now we begin again, totally anew. Because what I'm seeing is this is now fully clearing everything of the negative matrix, artificial matrix realities and all of its manifestations. And this is happening from within us as we let the old false self, ego self, die. And again, it's not about killing the ego or getting rid of the ego. It's about integrating it and merging with our higher self, but also our lower self. It's all one. So embrace your dark side, because we're not going to some unrealistic heavenly paradise where everything is just tickety-boo all the time. Because again, this also creates distortions, which is where we came from. Then you have the big polarities. This will always be, where we will, need to feel negative emotions because maybe something is off. So we can make the adjustments, but there will be no more the extremes. The same with the pain. As the consciousness adjusts, you don't feel any more pain. I've been feeling a great shift, especially since the eclipse, since I started these activations, and which we're finishing today. And basically it's, I feel a lot less pain, a lot less tired. I know that, we're still releasing and clearing a lot, but I'm really in this neutral observer point where I still feel things, but they no longer make me go into an imbalanced state or a really deep clearing. So we're really fine-tuning now, or this is what is becoming available. Again, we're all at slightly different points and times and stages of our journey, but we are clearing this collectively, which is, again, to explain the activations that I offer. They help you to clear your field, purify, clear, heal, balance, harmonize, and upgrade it. So, they are there to greatly assist you. But yes, they can't do it for you. You will still need to feel whatever needs to be felt as it clears through your system, but it should make it easier and quicker. And we're also doing this for the collective, which is the big point where I'm like, come on, people, let's make this happen. Know your power, because the main problem is that we haven't gotten this done until now is because it's all fragmented in the spiritual community and people don't fully know their power and know they can make it happen, and that we are coming together as one, because we need to rise as one. And it doesn't take that many people. It really doesn't. But 144 is a good number to work with. Okay. It really doesn't. It depends on the consciousness and also the field we are in. Right now, we're really getting to a acidic state of consciousness, samadhi or enlightened state, the Buddhic no mind. That's what we're accessing. The forerunners are merging with their original, already ascended diamond avatar self. So that's what the activations are doing. So one more time before I go further here. Tonight, and we're going to go 2 hours, so I'll go 2 hours and you can choose your hour because of the time change in Europe and the UK. And because I only realized yesterday, and yeah, anyway. So what we're going to do is tonight between 9 and 11 p.m. UK time, we're meeting once again for a play date and do this remote activation together. If you want to join, the details are below. And that is then between 10 and 12 p.m. Central European Time, 4 and 6 p.m. CST, 5 and 7 p.m. EST, 2 and 4 p.m. PST, and 8 and 10 a.m. on Monday, the 31st of October in Canberra, Australia. So you can choose an hour. I do the 2 hours because of the time shift change, because we're actually quantum. I might go in longer. We'll see. And yes, ultimately, this is no time. So tune in. There is no live video. There is just a telepathic tuning in and lighting up the grids. Our own Krystar SAphiRA, Lightbody, Diamond Rainbow Plasma Lightbody, and DNA. And what I'm seeing is over the next 3 days, let yourself be fully reborn and die upon the old, clear it all out, and rebirth again. And our DNA and light bodies are going, and superpowers, gifts, abilities, wisdom, and remembering is going to come back massively. So watch the space. I'm going to be guided to pull away over the next few days. That's what I'm seeing. So if you don't see much of me, you know what's going on. And I'm just going to enjoy myself. And I'm going to anchor bliss, and I'm going to anchor joy and relaxation, because that's our new mission. Because this today is our heavy lifting done, and it's already been much easier. But again, I was a little bit, triggered by there, just, I know it's been heavy and it's been difficult. And again, many people have reached out with the entity interference, and I get it. But let's rise now. Let's cut through the bullshit. Let's remember what this is. Let's no longer fall for 3D distractions and interferences and all this bullshit. Okay? Now, delete, because it's not real. See it for what it is, because you need to take your foot out of the 3D if you still have one in there. Okay? And we all need to do this to some level and degree. Again, I'm always speaking to myself here. All right? I'm always reminding myself. So we're fully transcending time. We're totally anchored in multidimensional no time. But again, these are also coordinates that we obviously work with, all right, to try and organize things and give a little bit of an idea. But this is our final push through, pushing out the baby, ourselves, and new organic ascension of realities, because this is it. We're already ascending. There's no more delays. There's no more interference, because we are clearing out fully now all this black magic nonsense. We're already dealing with this. I'm doing the best I can, because obviously imposters and negative entities and black magicians are kind of my focus point and specialty. So what you need to know is that the frequency of grace, which is basically you no longer being triggered, fighting or protecting yourself. You just are radiating a sovereign, super powerful, invincible energy field. But you can only do this once you transcend all limiting, inverted beliefs and thought forms, wounds and traumas. It's just the only way. That's why the inner work is the key. And that's why until then, you keep clearing and fortifying your field. And I still do it as well, of course, because the fuckery is still going on. And especially what I'm doing here, and, collective entity removal is obviously no piece of cake. So it comes with a lot of challenges. But we just need to rise from the feeling of, oh my God, I can't do this any longer, and please make it end where I was myself a few days ago. All right. And many times before. But what choice is there? It's the only thing that helps keeping going. To then moving to, thank you so much for letting me be a vessel for Source to work through me these miracles and make the change happen. Because we're the superheroes here. So we're shifting fully from the frequency of victim to victor, to the hero of our own story. And everybody needs to ultimately do this for themselves, okay? So I can only do so much in the field, but it will come up if this is clearing for you to see what the interference, for example, is really about. So you can fully and finally push through it. If somebody would constantly put a field around you, you wouldn't know how to do it yourself, kind of thing, okay? So I bring in the frequencies, keys, and codes for you to more easily pick up on this, for us to together amplify the field, focus and direct our attention, okay, onto this. Again, you know, if somebody's, for example, taking part and they don't do anything else besides this, the healings will have a small little effect. You know, I mean, I don't know to which point, but ultimately this is also at soul level, okay? And sometimes these are also right now the times for miracle healing. So rapid shifts where you just get to a frequency and epiphany, a realization that totally shifts your field and your frequency, and you no longer have any fear running. That's what happened to me. And it was that I could, like, so my core wound was, because it might help people, this whole support thing, okay, that people think I'm either crazy or would, you know, turn against me, or I come forth and back. I have a lot of people who kind of are into my material, then I go away again, think I'm whatever, and then I come back again maybe, or whatever they think. Or they don't quite believe what I'm saying, or they don't know their own, you know, power. So there is a little bit of lack of support in the field, because so far people have preferred to listen to interdimensional galactic channelings, or, you know, just everything is going to be great and whatever else. And the stuff I've been sharing has been, you know, for the people who've already fully stepped into, okay, we need to do this, you know, this is all about self-empowerment and really doing the inner work, because otherwise you will not very much resonate with what I'm sharing, okay? And there have been far and few of us in between, generally speaking, but it is enough, okay, because the few make the big change, all right? And this doesn't matter what we kind of, you know, generally have for a background in spiritual understanding, or, you know, intellectually what we, you know, understand about ascension. It's ultimately, where's our heart? Are we open-minded? You know, the basics are very simple and they're not, you know, complicated. And that's what we need to focus on. And they're very repetitive, ultimately. But they're also, what we're accessing now, something totally new that hasn't been available before. Okay? It's a new cosmic Christ consciousness. It goes beyond anything that was accessible before. And we all need to do our own work to connect to Source. And that unity with Source is creating a sovereign energetic field. So as long as you still feel separate and have the feeling that people are attacking you, and you don't see that actually you're co-creating this in order for you to step further into your power, then you're still running the old stories. So you need to see through them, okay, to understand, here comes the gaslighting, here comes the attack, or you feel something, but you need to then use this, change it from feeling attacked and poor me to, okay, this is part of my initiation. I'm going to push through this now because we had about enough here. So how long, you know, how often do you want to go through it? And again, there is no time span on this. These are now instant shifts, miracle healings that can happen. Oh yeah, so what I want to say, so in my case, the lack of kind of support that goes through many other lifetimes. And I was mentioning in, I think, my second last video that I was shown, so okay, I have been shown the scene of being on a pyramid and basically holding this timeline in place for a very, very long time. It's really beyond time, okay? And that I was shown last week that finally, you know, okay, the dawn is coming and I can come off my pyramid, so to say. And I'm like, okay, let me lick my wounds, because you know, people had been turning against me, and there was just a lot of attacks and laughing and not enough support and all of this. And again, thank you for all who do support me, okay? And this is not against anything. I'm just sharing it because I know this also resonates with other people, okay? Because we carry these wounds, okay, together, where just in our environments, we're trying to say or do the right thing, and we're like, the black sheep here and the crazy ones, all right? That kind of theme, okay? It lives within us all. To then really come to this place where I just had to see, okay, fine, because I think I had hoped that just before the end, the scene would change. And I just had to get okay with the scene not changing. That's just how it is. So my masculine wasn't coming, my support that I wanted wasn't coming, and fine. So that was a whole lot of, shit shifting, and that really wasn't fun at all. And now I just need some time to heal from this. But then the healing went very quickly to, it just is. It just is, because ultimately I understand why everybody has reacted the way they did, why people do what they do. I've resolved it all. So then in the end, it just is. And then you can let the stories go, and you no longer ask why. Because they had to learn the lessons. That's the why. And then it just is. It's not because I'm a terrible person or they're a terrible person, or because, it's also understanding what role you play, to then understand again why you're being attacked and so forth. When we understand we're here to be the rainbow bridge in the light, in the madness, then we need to just wear this with pride, instead of, again, being the, why do I have to do this? It's, this is my purpose. That's the shift from thank you that I can be the vessel to create miracles on earth. That's what we're shifting to now, because that's the only way you're going to access your superpowers. 444. And you gift in your power and abilities. Because it's the power, you need to reclaim back the power over your realities, but it only comes through taking back the responsibility. So no more blaming anything outside of, fully dissolves now. No more above or below other people, okay? Nobody's perfect here. If somebody triggers you, whatever you're judging there, what's triggering you, try to see yourself in the other person. Where did you used to do it? Where are you still doing it? Otherwise, you will end up doing it, I can promise you. Or you will see that you are doing it. And it's very self-explanatory right now, because that consciousness is coming in. Everything is becoming very crystal clear, as all of the interference patterns are leaving, all the black magic wits and spells and hexes gone now. And we're dealing with the last black magicians and negative people and Asian Smiths. So let's do this, okay? Only you can command ultimately your field and keep it sovereign. Nobody can do this for you. I love you too. I know I have a... Nobody's too late. This is quantum, and everything happens in the now. And you shift as you correct the past mistakes. You go back into the past, correct them. In the now moment, you're shifting the future. And that's what we're doing. And we're quantum leaping, hopping, merging with our diamond avatar self and the light body of Earth, Ascension Earth. It's all one as the 144 fully ignite that, the DNA and light body, Krystar SAphiRA, which is happening. I could see it today. It's sealing and it's happening. Okay, and again, I'm not putting a date on it as such. What I'm really seeing this next week, we're going to see massive shifts of our superpowers and wisdom and remembering coming online. So what also happened yesterday, I'm just going to give a quick feedback of what I saw happening in the activation yesterday. And again, these are collective activations that go out to all. The people who are there within the activation will get most of it. But again, everybody picks up what their template is ready for, what they already have healed and activated, okay? And this should help you and accelerate your journey and make it a little bit easier overall by accelerating it. But again, it still might come up in a clearing, or you might feel great. And I also love to hear feedback. And thank you for anyone who's given a donation or who may still do so towards this, and who can see the value of what I'm sharing and offering. Details are below. So I'm going to give a quick rundown of the activations that I saw coming in. So again, it's the Krystar SAphiRA androgynous argon light body. It's coming fully online along with our DNA. And I'm seeing the divine masculine and feminine light body fully healing and unifying right now, because this has already happened at higher consciousness level, the divine union. And again, this is trickling through. It's the same as removing all these negative entities. It has already happened at a higher level, but the last level are our thoughts and belief systems that have ultimately created them in the first place. So that's what we have to address in order to fully nip them in the bud. The consciousness has to shift, which it is happening now with everything that we're doing and is coming online and available. So it's done and unfolding now. So notice, I mean, it's still the same, all right? And we don't do time here. And it's all manifesting now, and you need to really claim this and call this forth, because that's what we came here for, okay? This is not just going to happen to us. Ooh, saw someone, the twin flame contacted me, first time in 5 months. Yeah, so what I'm seeing today is literally the final confirmations that I see those that are meant to be together will be coming together now. And they're already doing this at a higher level. That all these distortions also, especially in the Twin Flame Collective, have been cleared, especially all this black magic nonsense and spells and interference that has literally kept them apart, but it's basically based in our inner, own, weaknesses, that they target our weak spots. So it ultimately helps us to then address them, all right? So fears and insecurities and feelings where we need to protect ourselves and judgments and all that stuff, all that comes up within the twin flame connections and any connection and relationship, really. But again, that's what's, had to clear of all levels, energetically and consciously, in our trauma and wound work and inner child work, to then come to divine union within, where we no longer feel any separation, okay? Doesn't mean we don't have feelings, but we no longer get bent out of shape, okay? And we are no longer, that's when we know we are healing, when we no longer get triggered and bent out of shape or like get out of balance majorly by something, happening that used to really trigger and hurt us. Because we can see through it now, because we can see through the illusions of separation that are keeping us apart. So that divine inner union is happening within and then projected out through soul family and divine partnerships coming online. That's the idea. That's what we've been working so hard on, but all in divine timing. But this is the final curtain call. I really very much see the next few days, this is fully being cleaned up and finalized. All missions complete here now. And the ultimate mission is us getting to know our one true self and rebirthing as that. And I know it's happening. I feel it. I know my field is fine. I closed out all the interferences and leaks and so forth. And we're just clearing up the rest here. And I know as this comes online for me, it comes online for everyone. I just know that because I just carry that master template, and I know it's all interconnected. Again, we're all carrying this together, all right? As we're all connected to the one mind. But I just know that what I'm doing here has a purpose, as in I'm bringing in these codes, and then I share this so they can be anchored and activated in the field. So, but again, everybody still needs to make the choice to pick up on them. And we're going beyond trying to fix or save anyone, that's for sure. It's like pulling everything back in, all right, that we want to give it as an advice or any judgment, and just constantly train yourself. As soon as I say something to someone that I know is like something, it automatically happens now to me. It might be a judgment or like an advice. It straight away comes back to me, and it's like, okay, where are you still doing this? Or, was this really necessary? And like a whole checklist. So I'm just reading a message here, because the one who said about the twin flame that contacted her, Diana here, is saying, he was really sad because I never contacted him in 5 months. He waited for my text. Well, I guess miscommunication is definitely an issue between the brain and the mind, and the masculine and the feminine, and people in general. It's literally a miscommunication between egos, all of this. That's why it's just about just talk to one another, but people need to be obviously ready for it as well. But, that's what we need to come back to in general, just to focus on what we have all in common, what we can agree upon, and transcend our differences, because we've been put against one another. The reversals in the field that have been fully cleared now, overwritten with the Trinity codes, the tri-wave, okay? Also the crystal lotus flower patterning, which is taking over from the flower of life patterning. The metatronic reversals are being corrected, which is what has caused the gender splitting as well in the field, which has made it so difficult to transcend it, even when we were trying so hard, because we had constantly the frequencies running in the field that have interfered with all of what we were doing. It's like literally trying to do ascension with the bullies on the playground, constantly throwing blocks and stones at you, kind of thing. Because what we are now doing is sending us all out of this artificial matrix reality, so that the organic creatrix field comes fully online, which is already online, but we need to fully align with that frequency, okay, and step out of the old artificial frequencies and belief systems and thought forms and consciousness to make it visible, so to say, but it's already igniting from within us. And that's through our divine alignment. And we can only do this when we fully transcend the wars between the gender and divides and beliefs and all of that stuff. All this division, but it all comes back to ourselves. So this is all about your own inner union with all of your pieces, your divine masculine, feminine, inner child. That's the Holy Trinity. And you're birthing then as the new Krystar SAphiRA, you are androgynous, where you're still in masculine or feminine form. And you have a sovereign energy field, but you're also part of the oneness, and you're also androgynous. So there's no more imbalances between the masculine and feminine, electric and magnetic energetics playing out. It's about balance and harmony and unity. And for that, we have to fully transcend all the separations still held within us. And that's a fragmentation of our own soul. And all these other people are helping us. So celebrate the pain, celebrate the trigger, celebrate the judgments, go right into it to dissolve it. Don't judge it. That's the main thing. That's what's keeping you mostly in separation, totally transcend it. That's what we've been clearing massively right now, especially with those activations that came in over the last few days. And that's totally completing now the purging of the false matrix realities. It is done. It is done, it is done, it is done. So it is. Uskana shte enate tukuta skul eira. I mala eskuna eater eskana. Ashta eira. Kena inastatara. Teona ke enanasta. Stutana. Done. So, and that's the frequency we need to come from now. Okay? And that's what I'm transferring here. Because it's a whole frequency. So we had earlier KP4, geomagnetic instabilities. Again, there are funny things going on with all the electronics. So AI is definitely going down. The KP4, usually in yellow, is still showing up in green. This is going on for the last few days now on the charts. There have also been strange things reported on the sun in general. People see it flaring. There have been funny, again, instrument captures that I shared also on my page, little video. I don't read too much into what it exactly means. I more see all of these things symbolically, okay? Because ultimately, this is also part of the holographic reality. That's also my suggestion here. Try not to see things too literal. Zone out right now, okay, from all the destruction, whether it be Trump or a new government or I don't know what it is, anything related to 3D reality, zone out, pull the plug now. It's not real. Try not to, okay, again, I should have said it at the beginning of the transmission. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But the way I speak is just the way I speak. But please make up your own mind, obviously. Okay, that goes without saying. But what was I about to say? Yeah. I would suggest not to focus on a reality that you're, trying to manifest. That is like kind of trying to fix a 3D reality that was never real to begin with. So I don't see, whether it's a Trump or an Elon Musk or whoever these clowns are not our saviors. That's my perspective. Nobody is. You are your own savior and your own hero. That's what we're activating here. Okay? And we are the 144. We are those leaders and light holders, by leading ourselves and showing everyone how it is to be a sovereign individual and living freely whilst being in alignment with God and not being an asshole. That's what we're trying to do here. All right. And it's all about balance, and it's all about transcending those last layers of separation that we're still holding within in the form of judgments, resistance, fears, false projections of our realities. So if somebody is, attacking you or so, try to see them for what they really are. Try to not just see someone as they're not standing in the light or they're in the dark. It's unconsciousness. They're just unconscious, and we all have parts of the unconscious. So what are we judging here? We've all had problems with this. We've all been unconscious. We've all done stupid stuff. So stop judging. Stop projecting monsters onto the wall. Stop projecting demons onto the wall. See things for how they are. It's the unconscious. It's people who are hurt and traumatized and they don't know any better. Doesn't mean we are enabling them or allowing this to keep on going. It's both ends. But only when you have reached that level of neutrality and no longer get triggered by those false realities. So we have solar winds, minor C-class flares, all beautiful support to shift realities and keep quantum jumping. On the 2nd of November, we have also All Souls Day and Day of the Dead, which is when I see this completing. Not that we do time, but again, symbolically. And we're literally healing and transcending the last layers of separation, fragmentation, which is healing our morphogenetic field, which is making you invincible, which is healing that of the planet. This is healing the magnetism. It's shifting the poles. It's bringing the new organic creatrix field and ascension realities fully online and visible, all from the inside out, all through the shift in our perception of reality and healing our own fragmentation. So turn everything back within, pull everything back within. And that's how we come to divine union within, which is ascension, which is herogamic union. This is about, and also what the twin flames hold, about the new templates for our relationships, how we relate to one another and with all of life everywhere. This is divine union with source and all of life everywhere. This includes all and everything until you no longer feel separate from anything or anyone anymore at all, because you're everything and you're nothing simultaneously. Whilst you also know your individual self that you play with, but it is constantly expanding and contracting and evolving and growing. So you're constantly kind of dying and rebirthing. Okay, expansion, contractions, and that will forever happen. Nothing is stuck here, especially now when we are fully merging with the now moment, where we're no longer stuck and held back and keep recreating the past or worried about the future. It's about, fully living in the now moment. That's new earth now, literally, fully transcending time. And we continue to merge with the eye of God. We keep seeing everything through the eye of God, through the cosmic consciousness, which is what is healing all. So when you see those people, see they are mentally, not well, or which other way, instead of hating on them. Have compassion, but again, without trying to fix them necessarily, unless that's, you're a healer and maybe wanting to reach out a hand or whatever. Okay, but we are going past trying to fix anything, because everything is a projection. So as we see through the eyes of God, we will start to see heaven on earth, because as your heart becomes clearer and clearer, so do the reflections in our mirror. And also our mind, of course, because it's a higher heart mind. It's all one. Okay, so this is what all of this is about. And then you no longer have these attacks coming in. All right, or they will wash like water off a duck's back. And then they stop, because once you no longer get triggered by it, you no longer need to re-experience these things. And that's also what heals it in the party that you may be connected to, or that's, concerned here. Yeah, but you see, you need to stop. When you say, please do not let me get triggered, because you want to move past it, you're literally asking for it. It's almost the same as saying, I'm done. It's almost asking for it. So just, you need to go past the resistance to, the resistance to pain, the resistance to death. That's the main issue here. People not wanting to feel pain, and they do stupid things in order to avoid pain. If you need to feel pain, you need to feel pain. If you need to be triggered, you need to be triggered. You get triggered and you will feel pain until it's no longer necessary. It's as simple as that. So the less you can resist it, the more quickly you can move through it. And then you get to the consciousness there where you no longer need to experience it. Because you're no longer separate from anything, and that's your body healed. Your consciousness is healing your body. We're literally healing from the inside out at a deep cellular level. This is you totally resetting at a cellular level right now. And it's healing your whole morphogenetic field as you heal all of these parts. And you're no longer afraid of getting triggered, no pain, no death, not losing your home, losing anyone in your life, being rejected, being attacked, until you go like, this is all a dream. It will keep going. So keep seeing through the illusions, master the dream. You are the avatar in the game now. That's what you're activating. You're quantum merging with your already ascended master self. That's already, again, that's always available in the now moment. It's a consciousness shift. Someone can awaken from one moment to the next. It doesn't necessarily need to take years of us working through the crap. But, we have all different paths. So it literally just takes a shift in consciousness, a shift in awareness, and that's what we're going to do now collectively. That's what I see happening, and that's what's healing literally everything. And again, some bodies might not transition with their bodies, but again, nothing is lost. They will receive healing before they choose another body to reincarnate on another plane of existence, wherever that may be. So give everybody a choice, everybody the sovereignty, okay, that they have, that you want, your freedom of choosing. But what we're getting to now is where people can choose properly without having mind control and whatever else thrown at them to choose if they want to do full on, ascension, or, are just happy to live in a kind of 7D type reality. Because again, what we're accessing, I believe, is us all shifting out of the artificial matrix realities. We're shifting up to the organic creatrix field, which is based on a 7-dimensional type vibration frequency that all who are shifting with us are shifting to. But then there would still be differences in how far up in a way of creational realms and realities we can go within that creatrix field, or how, higher consciousness we hold. But there will not be any more this difference as we have now. So it's like a one unified consciousness, but you still have differences as of, full bodily diamond avatar, light body ascension, or just living in an organic, earth type environment that is a few levels up in dimensional frequency bandwidth than where we are at now. But we're shifting rapidly. You need to feel this. So what you're seeing out there is not real, okay? It's like a holographic overlay over an organic creatrix field that is fully dissolving now as we see fully through it, are no longer afraid, are speaking from our heart, and are fully embodied in our one true self. Our own unique expression of our soul song, okay, as part of the oneness. It's both. So yeah, we have been prisoners of this reality in a way. This has been a prison planet, but at the highest level, we have co-created this all as one. So we're also the prison wardens at the highest level. And we're the ones, once you get that we have imagined all of this, you can fully dissolve it. You fully see through the game, and you become the avatar of the game. And you still understand, you're still needing to play where at the level and with the rules where the game exists upon, but then we also came to change the rule, and we changed the game and to transcend the game fully. So you then become the writer of the game, the code writer, and the one who comes up with the story, and the player in the game, the avatar. Well, you also have other players in the game, and you're playing out your new stories, but you are now co-creating consciously, super consciously, your new stories, because before they were based on trauma-based mind control programs, quite frankly, belief systems and thought forms. And we kept recreating the same nonsense over and over again, different layers and levels to it, but in a way, yeah. So once we have fully cleared that out, we no longer are being triggered and see things through the lens of our own wounds and traumas. Only then can you see truly reality for what it's really like. So we have to do this with our own field. As enough of us do this goes out to the collective. It's already happening now. It's in full motion. All of the remaining interference patterns, all that have kept us back, are fully being dissolved. Like the way I felt over the last 2 days has reminded me of the activations I did in August, where it was the same, like, oh, come on, let's do this. And, there was just a heavy feeling in the field, but this is now fully dissolving. No more delays. This is done, all right? And we keep merging with that reality for our own realities of what we already want to, be living in and experiencing now through our frequency now. So for those that are ready, okay, again, everybody's a slightly different point, but I would really recommend over the next week, a lot of self-care, a lot of focusing on joy and fun and bliss, of, merging with what would you do in already Ascension Earth, living fully in it now. And what I also see is basically our memories, especially from the Lyran Wars, and how this all started, fully being returned now, along with the Emerald tablets, because it's all connected to our DNA activating and our true memories returning, which is helping us to fully course correct anything that still needs to be course corrected. But as this shifts, as our consciousness shifts, the new realities come online. All right. Now, how exactly? I am not being shown. And also this is being created in every now moment by all of us together as one mind. Not much is said here. We have gone full super quantum. This is the quantum field now. Okay, how they exactly dissolve. I mean, I see literally the reality shape-shifting. I see things like the Mandela effect, where, all of a sudden you remember a different history. And this is literally shape-shifting our realities, because the geometries that our realities are built upon are shape-shifting. Okay, the sacred geometries that matter is manifest from, is shifting, okay, to the divine Krystic geometries. And that's literally shape-shifting our bodies and the realities around us, because you need to see at the highest level, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. At the highest level, you have, anything is just energy, whether it's a crystal, a rock, or a glass, or the laptop in front of me. I also see the sun will definitely probably be piping up more again to help us along, to ignite all the keys and codes we have received. So join us, keep making it happen, keep merging with your happy, already ascended, true master self, and we will know what we need to know as this ignites now, okay? Again, from one now moment to the next. That's all we really need to know now, all right? It's all in the now moment. So it's no more planning. This is all living in the now, being fully, invested without attachment to outcome, because that's how you can truly live freely and without fear, because you're no longer attached to the outcome and something needing to be successful. You just create for the love of creating. That's your inner child coming fully online now. That's you rebirthing as your Krystar SAphiRA, as your fully integrated, holy inner Trinity as one. This is also what the Grail codes for me stand for, is the Holy Trinity, your own integration, masculine, feminine, inner child healing, all unified now, the divine inner union. That's what that is. So your own inner wisdom ignites then your own inner Holy Grail. And all these memories and what we need to know, and gifts and abilities and powers all coming online. But again, you need to claim it. You need to take the responsibility, and no more blaming anything. You feel no more separation, whilst you still hold people responsible, and also yourself. Yeah, the 69 keeps coming up for me as well. Also, funnily enough, it's the Cancer sign. I just kind of realized at a deeper level, like I'm a Cancer and astrology. Not that I really care about this. But it's also the Cancer sign, which is also kind of the mother sign. So yeah, the Divine Mother is coming back, and this is healing all. She's reclaiming all of her body parts. We are reclaiming all of our body parts, all of our soul fragments, soul aspects. So what was also part of the activation was, and again, what's happening, the womb healing is also healing any kind of miscarriages or stillbirths or abortion wounds that you may have in the womb area, but also, souls or fragments that may still have been attached, and also at a collective level from all these atrocities that have happened. Also, all the satanic SRA bindings and taggings that have especially been affecting the grey lines throughout the generations. So astral traps and blood bindings and blood sacrifice. So again, this goes through, even if you're not maybe affected in this lifetime, maybe from other lifetimes, if you have strong kind of, many starseeds, aka indigos, will have those, which are the grey lines, will have those imprints and wounds, basically, especially the women. And as the mother heals within us all, she holds the original blueprint and the original proton seed. And we are really going back, what I saw yesterday also in the activation, we were going as if into the original cell where it all started before, like a Möbius, is that what it's called? Like a single cell organism. But then before we separated and multiplied. And that's what's healing. It's like we're going right back to the start, to the original cell. And that's what we've been healing. And I'm getting like tingles just saying that now. And I was seeing we were merging with our Lyran self, so the 12, 13 dimensional consciousness levels, returning to before the Lyran wars, retrieving those memories to repair the timeline now, because that's us doing timeline repair. And that's timeline mechanics of us quantum leaping, hopping, correcting the past, remembering what went wrong, to correct it now, to heal, and to fully then merge with to before the NAA, like the invasions and the Holocaust and all this great stuff that was absolutely horrific happened. But thankfully, it was just a dream, as in an imagination of the one consciousness that we are fully awakening from now. That's what I'm seeing. I have seen, if people are asking about a flash or an event, I've never given exact information on specific flash. The information for me was always, don't focus on the how, just on the what. Because again, we're co-creating also in every now moment. But I have seen that it will be literally an event, like as in it's happening over time, but also an event of awakening in a now moment where everything ignites. And for me, though, it's more an inside-out event of the supernova of the heart event, which is us fully igniting those unity codes, that divine love within, and it's happening. Okay, and however that may play out, and it might be connected with a solar flash. But again, I've not been, and I would not focus on that. I wouldn't wait in that sense. Like, we are obviously waiting for things to shift, but we are busy whilst we're waiting. You know what I mean? As in, it's a both end. So I'm never waiting in that sense, but it's also obviously a waiting. But now what's happened is that we're finished waiting. This is now it. This is it. Okay. So whether people are collectively ready or not, we are ascending, and there are no more delays. So this is it. And we are fully merging, unifying, activating this now from within us. So join the activations if you want to. The details are below. I'm going to go live in a few hours. As I said, I'm going to be in the field for 2 hours, but ultimately this is in no time, in quantum no time. Just ask, again, this is collective. It ultimately goes out into the field for everybody, every willing heart and mind and soul to pick up on these keys and codes, because we're doing this for, the soul groups and collectives as well. All right. So it's both ends. It's for us and for the collective. So what's clearing is literally any remaining doubts, confusions, and they're being replaced by crystal clarity. I hope you're feeling it too, the downloads, the clarity. My whole energy field is feeling so much better, so much lighter. I'm not having many ascension symptoms at all. So I hope this gives you hope, because believe me, I've had many, many years with daily heavy lifting. It's also connected to negative entities, because as you're clearing all of the shit, especially me, when you're doing a lot of that work, or people who do healing work, as you shift negative energies, your body literally hurts. Okay. But it's part of the clearing. That's why salt baths, a salt scrub, showers in general, like water, the element of water helps a lot. Get a massage, stretch, yoga, whatever it may be, to help you with the aches and the pains. The DNA and plasma light body activation also, give you pain and aches, so to say, and a huge crystallization that's happening. So literally shifting from carbon to crystalline at a planetary level and individually. So also give special focus on your back, because betrayal, so what's shifting now is literally the time of being betrayed and attacked is over. But again, we have to feel it one more time until we're no longer triggered by it, until we see it for what it is. It's not personal. It's all of us just playing out our wounds and trying to heal here. Okay? So know it for what it is. And then heal. That especially betrayal is especially held in the back. So try and heal that there. But it's like kind of rubbing, like salt, or again, putting, having a salt bath, things like this. And also, obviously, you can do it, as you put your hands on here and give yourself healing. Again, connect to source, your own higher levels, and become very interactive with healing yourself. You need to believe in it. Miracle healings and shifts are happening right now. And as your consciousness shifts, your body will shift and heal and repair, which is what's happening literally from the inside out, from within our cells, our atoms, as well as consciously, we're receiving a lot of plasma infusions in waves, which are supporting the re-encryption of the matter, literally. No, kidney for me is always a little bit more betrayal, but there's also what happens in the end as all of your karmic residue burns off. It's like a fire in the kidneys, and it connects to your heart. So it's like a triangle, and there's a specific term on it. I think on Ascension Glossary, there's something on there. Go to Ascension Glossary and search for kidney, and you will somewhere find something. It's about basically at the end, part of your Lightbody activations is basically your kidney burning off any residue in your field, and then build like a triangle together with your heart. I've had kidneys since my childhood. Like I had an operation on my kidneys. I always connected to separation often and clearing as well, because we clear obviously also through the kidneys. So it's always been a lot like a theme for me as well. And back, support. It's your body healing. You need to understand, instead of us thinking there's something wrong with us and we judge it and resist it and you don't want to feel pain, your body is healing. It's with any of these things. You literally turn everything upside down, like back around, because everything has been inverted here. So ultimately, again, celebrate your triggers, the judgments, even the pain, because it's getting you to where you need to be. It's not happening by, magic in a way of, because it's density and blocks and negative energy held in your body that needs to be released. Like the trauma is held in your cells. And like crying, crying is a release. Peeing is a release. Like when we think of kidneys, for example. Like sometimes when I clear a lot, I need to go to the toilet a lot, which I need to go soon. So we're healing all of this. And when you no longer get triggered, you're fully healing. That's what we're doing now. That's why I'm doing what I'm sharing here. This is all a summary, okay? That's the only way you can prevent the interference, and you need to know it for what it is. It's literally just thought forms, okay? And it's all just energy. You now just need to see it as energy, basically, that you're totally evaporating, so to say, in our fields, in the cosmic egg. So let it all go. Keep clearing your energy field. Keep cutting your cords, anything also daily. This is a daily exercise. Anything, we've been connected with, keep clearing your field. All right. We are now fully connected to everyone. The unity field is fully online, but it's a much more sovereign connection. No more these kind of, narcissistic, codependent interactions between people. They are fully being dissolved now. Again, as we need to do this for ourselves, but as more and more of us do this, people automatically pick up on the field. That's when you see the 100 monkey effect. But you need to focus on your own monkey. All right? Keep going within, keep adjusting from within, whilst you also, give responsibility to others. So we're balancing all systems. We're getting a lot of cosmic help. We're literally being, stem cell renewal is happening. We're youthing because all of these 666 seals, death seals, it's all been released. It's all clearing. Again, have patience with your individual journey and path. Try not to resist or judge anything. And you will move through this much more quickly. You become like water. You don't resist or hold on to anything. Okay, whether it's the good or the bad. That's the main tip I can give you timelessly. Go back to my videos, timeless navigational tips. It's all quantum. It's here to support you. All right? It's all helping you. And again, obviously I can't do this for you. So, yeah, and I know some of us have really, we are also done with these. Like I can see fully now, like I'm done with the role I've been playing here. We're totally shifting now. And just keep believing, keep trusting that everything you want is, if it's in alignment, will manifest for you. Faith and belief in yourself, your own power of making that happen by aligning with that via the frequency of having it already is what makes it so. All right. Just surrender all you can't deal with. Stop trying to control things. It's equally knowing you're powerfully claiming it as well as surrendering it yourself fully to source. But it's you transcending your individuated, separate ego self that allows you to fully transcend the illusions of this 3D matrix. That's what's dissolving it, okay? Where you're integrated as your higher self that is at one with all, as well as singing its own unique soul song, beautifully so. So that's what we're doing. Now, give me 1 minute, and then I'm going to do a very quick activation, okay? Just a little bit of light language, and then that's it. Just 1 moment. Thanks for waiting. I hope, did this help at all? I hope it does. As I said, I'm going to share a quick, like a post on the interference stuff as well. But it really is about a shift in frequency. And shifting our consciousness, healing our wounds and traumas. And until then, you just now, instead of trying to do it from a place of protecting your field, you just radiate a very sovereign, sparkling diamond, clear, energetic field. And it is overwriting the frequency. It's the same as when at the beginning our sensitivity and being empaths can be like a hindrance, so to say. And then afterwards, it becomes our superpower because we can read places, people, situations, things like that. And it is allowing us to then, it's then becoming our strengths. Again, weaknesses become our strengths. But until then, we suck everything up. But then we become the radiating, the lighthouses that radiate out the Christed consciousness that are in charge of any situation, place, or people we come in contact with, where we're always holding the field, okay, where we no longer let others kind of influence us and we are influencing the field. Now, we're not overpowering. It's just that nothing, will be able to, so to say, attack us anymore. It would just not happen in our field because we don't have the resistance. We don't have that victim frequency running in our field anymore. Okay, and these false belief systems and thought forms, it's the traumas and wounds that make us susceptible to that stuff. And only then can you fully release it. But until then it will keep coming up. So as it's coming up, know it for the initiation that it is. Take your pride that will shift you from, victim to being the victor, of being the hero of your own story, and taking command of your field, of your reality. Again, not from controlling, but by holding the frequency. You have the higher frequency, the purer frequency that's overriding all of the lower distortions in your field. They fully dissolve from the frequency of the 0 point field of radical neutrality, which doesn't mean you don't have discernment, or you might not get triggered, but you don't react to it anymore. You don't get out of balance anymore. You hold the field and you command it. Okay, and you blast through it. That's how you clear out energies. You're not fighting them. You're not trying to protect yourself from them. You're just like back to the light, because you know that's how powerful you are, and because it's just energy. It's just energy. So de-demonize, laugh at it, know it for the imagination that it is. Keep seeing through the false realities. Okay? Keep having compassion. Keep seeing yourself in other people. That helps you integrate all of these aspects that might still be missing. So I'm going to do a short activation, mainly light language. Just a little attunement. So if you want to, you can take your headphones and just sit or lie down with your back straight and take a couple of breaths just to center ourselves in our heart. Breathing out any tension, any stress, any thoughts. And see in your heart center a beautiful bubble of crystalline diamond rainbow light. Beautiful plasma light. And with the next breath, you breathe in to this ball of light and into your heart, and hold it there for a moment, your breath. And with the next breath out, you breathe this out as a big bubble of plasma, opalescent, iridescent rainbow light into your whole field. Which is also your aurora orb bubble, your travel vehicle. And see yourself in this bubble, which is surrounded by the cosmic womb of the mother, which is the deep dark cosmos, the everything and the nothingness of all that is. Everything exists in this space. Our potentiality, matter and antimatter, before it becomes manifest. And from within this cosmic womb, we are all being healed back to our original divine blueprints and perfection. Una kerai na sura shunai na ya. Une na ne ya. Ya. Ture. You. Te tura shenana ye kura ye enuna te yuya you ke una te se nata ke tenayana sane una na ye tu ya ye mana une se yuwa no na keto shena yena keru sa yenu yena ekurana yena ya umae eyu ye
Nanaseyo, ukura shimakara sunaye nuta. Nanahe natura kenuya enusenu yenata. Kuru kanahena teyu yenena umae riyuna sateyuneya umae enayena umae eune teya yuna shinu kera senatena. Kukurai nekara ena sakera sunonana tera senanana yenuya enuya te ya ne seyunema kero tunayena senu kuraina anana Shukure asena nanayena nunaya Esraena terakea tumusena yetuna na Kataraena kusunatena teyushutena ena ya te Kara Shunama Na Kena Terena Tonarasena Ganana Shinu Yenakea Emuna Ya Tuna Eusenirena Umanea senu na ye tunana ena enona senu enana teyu uma keyu teyu nana neu ne enana ena tunana seya unana yu Keshko Dara Amana Yunana Se Tokura Nena Tenona Seya Inuna Yena Eyuna Na Ne Eyo Na Te Kusuna Kirana Sunanaye Kushkanane Anarake Haruku Amanase Sukunanena Tenana Sena Yunanaina Te Yunaye Sukura Aishkana Detara Ekana Tutrura Skui Ma Aira Hamana Tukura Eaya Suna Sera Skuna Skirasa Skunaina Kira Skuna Skura Aina Heru Sune Haena Terakinae Kura Askanae Kenakara Skunaina Tera Sakara Skunateaki. Fully dissolving our false self, false matrix realities, holographic overlays, inserts, implants, false memories, pictures of realities. Fully now. Igniting our one true diamond avatar, self, the Krystar SAphiRA, plasma light body, our androgynous Albion light body and that of the planet, fully now. The divine template of the 144 plus 3 as 1, fully ignite throughout the grids, throughout the planet, throughout our bodies and fields, fully merging with our already ascended Master Self and new organic creatrix field, as all ignites now timelessly from within. Skuna nena teru, ina nena kea, ina senu inu, na neu, na e, Skuna tera sanatu skura yenake. Kenasena taraye kenasa. Kunaye kenakarata. As you return back to the future, back to the start, back to what always was. Usuna shena karayena kera kanasunatea enasena keakeaka. It is done, it is done, it is done. So it is. Usunake enakara shukura enakenasa. Kara sunatea ke kenakara sukunatea kenakarasa. Kutarayata. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come fully back into your body, calling back our multidimensional selves. Fully unified and healed, anchored in the here and now, into our bodies, calling back all of our soul pieces, soul fragments, soul aspects, all unified, merged, healed, as one. Diamond Avatar Self, right here, right now, merging with our eternal self and cosmic Christ consciousness. Time is the soul, for so it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. 11:11. That was recorded. So it is done on my little tool, because I also record this with Audacity separately. I'll post the MP3 later. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you like it. I know pains, challenges, embrace them. No, this is the final push through. But it ultimately takes as long as it takes. So you need to transcend time, any resistance to what doesn't feel so good, and also release any attachments to the things that do feel good. Okay? That's freedom. Full surrender. What is what will help you align with what should be. Okay? The accepting things as they are, everything just is, will help you a lot, okay? And keep seeing through the illusions. And again, listen to my videos, listen to the activations. They're all supposed to help and support you on your journey. If you like to support me back, again, everything I offer is on donation basis to this moment. But this is all finalizing now. We've done our job. New beginnings await, all new now. Details for donation are beneath, if you like. I'm not offering private sessions, okay? Nothing else, just what I'm offering freely here, okay? So if anyone is wondering, and also I'm not really doing messenger and these things, okay? If something needs to be transmitted, do try, but if I don't answer, sorry, okay? I will try to get a few answers back that things back that I haven't over the last few months. And also that includes my own direct friends and family that are a bit closer to me. So I need to do a little bit of tending my own garden now this week and let it grow, let it flow, let it bloom, let it flower, let it blossom, okay? Create your own Garden of Eden from within and all around you now, and radiate this out to all. Okay, let go of your old false self, all these beliefs and thought forms that are not serving you. If it's not based in love, if it does feel off, you will know it, you will feel it. Keep going deeper into it. Don't tell yourself that you shouldn't be thinking or feeling it. Go deeper within so you understand why, to then transcend it fully. Okay, it's a shift in consciousness and frequency that makes it all available and happen. All right, so join me for the activations if you like. The link is below. If you can, click the event link that you're coming. That's very helpful, so I know roughly what we're working with. The more the merrier. Share it if you like. And thank you so much for all that you are adding, all that we are doing together as one. Truly, 1111 is it. Fully anchoring divine union within and without. This is ascension, people. It's happening. It's happening now from the inside out. Forget what you think this needs to look like or what needs to happen. Fully step into your inner child self that can laugh at this shit and that, wants to create for the sake of creating, the inner bliss, the inner joy. Let it come forth. Let it create, okay? To dissolve all this crap. Just bullseye, focus on what you want to see, because with all this interference leaving, manifestations, I'm going to be super heightened right now, okay? And again, everything comes from within. That's where your power lies. That's where you get to shift it all. As you shift, your reality shifts. And as we shift the way we perceive our realities, the things we look at are also shifting and changing, okay? It's the quantum observer effect. And you collapse all of the realities that you don't want to see within the 0-point field of divine or radical or nuclear neutrality, okay? And again, doesn't mean we don't feel anything or don't have discernment, but we don't fall for the triggers anymore, okay? And let them drag us into some drama, okay? No more drama, the end of madness, the end of drama, the end of the collective psychosis. It starts with us. We anchor this here. Have pride in this, okay? See it as a blessing that we are here to make the miracles happen. And then use your power wisely. Every word, thought, feeling, belief, action we take, everything is this. Every now moment, it never stops, okay? But relax into it and have fun with it now, because it's becoming available. I can feel it in my own field. A lot less heavy. It's literally not heavy anymore for me. And believe me, that means a lot. I've been feeling heavy and like shit for many years. So let this be a sign for you that it's available and possible, all right? And it's here to stay. Trust, believe in yourself, your own gifts, abilities, power. It's the key to you unlocking your dream reality now from within. Your sacred crystal heart, okay? Hearts and minds wide open, whilst you still have your boundaries in check. Know who to trust, who not to trust, what to cut out, and what to call forth, all right? But we align by our frequency and our super magnetism now, and as we do this also shifts in the planet, all right? So it shifts in our field, and that us together, we make up the planetary field, and as our body and morphogenetic field heals, which is the blueprint, the same happens to the planet, and this is going out cosmically. Again, this is a whole cosmic, universal, massive undertaking. The reset and rebirth of the one consciousness, the one mind, the one heart, the one logos, okay? All one. We're doing this all as one. Don't forget this. So thank you for doing your part and being the miracle that makes the shift happen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I see you in the field for those who do. Otherwise, I see you somewhere else somehow. So much love, infinite blessings. Let's do this. Party next. Bye-bye. All one.